Right, there's some breaking transfer news, and we're going to go back to our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, in New Jersey for more. Kaveh, what can you tell us?
Yeah, this is a story that I've been working on this afternoon with one of my colleagues, Keith Downey, who has excellent contacts at...
Right, these pictures just into us in those cars are Manchester.
Welcome back to the channel, City Faithful. If you want to stay ahead of the curve with the absolute freshest, most explosive breaking transfer news straight from the Etihad, you are in the right place. Before we dive deep into the monumental signing that has just rocked the footballing world, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update on our march to glory. The post-Pep Guardiola era at Manchester City has ushered in an era of tactical reassessment under new manager Enzo Maresca and director of football Hugo Viana. With a desire to maintain the club's celebrated tradition of winning major trophies at the Etihad, the technical staff has actively scanned the market for defensive profiles that balance extreme discipline with modern fluid positioning. Reports linking Manchester City to Barcelona's versatile defender Jules Koundé have intensified, framing the Frenchman as a crucial structural target. Historically, Manchester City's modern tactical identity evolved away from traditional, isolated full-backs. Under previous systems, the role transformed into an inverted midfield assignment or a shifting component of a rigid back three in possession. However, finding a naturally profile-fitted defender who can seamlessly transition between defending wide spaces and reinforcing the interior has remained a persistent necessity. The recruitment strategy ahead of the upcoming campaign highlights an intentional search for tactical control. Jules Koundé represents a uniquely sophisticated answer to this exact tactical requirement. Having originally developed as an accomplished centre-back during his formative years at Bordeaux and his trophy-winning spell at Sevilla, Koundé was progressively shifted to right-back under Xavi at Barcelona and Didier Deschamps with the France national team. This hybrid evolution has turned him into an elite defensive asset, comfortable handling elite isolation wingers while maintaining the spatial awareness of a central anchor. For Enzo Maresca, building a coherent tactical baseline quickly is paramount to sustaining City's domestic and European dominance. Maresca's tactical blueprint heavily utilizes a shifting backline where a nominal side-back tucks inside to create a defensive trio during build-up phases. Koundé's extensive experience in exactly this mechanism at Barcelona makes him an ideal tactical plug-and-play addition rather than a project requiring extensive adaptation time. The financial landscape surrounding the French international further highlights why top-tier Premier League clubs have been put on high alert. Facing strict La Liga salary regulations and navigating a delicate financial balancing act, Barcelona has reportedly listened to offers in the range of €60 million to €80 million, approximately £50 million to £68 million. While some speculative reports framed the prospective deal around a £75 million valuation, Barcelona's operational need to register new signings has driven the market momentum. Crucially, any potential negotiation or formalization of a club transfer takes place while Koundé remains deeply occupied with international duty. The defender is fully immersed in France's 2026 FIFA World Cup campaign, recently starting and playing 87 minutes in Les Bleus 2-0 quarter-final triumph over Morocco. This international window creates a distinct administrative delay, as top-tier players typically avoid finalizing personal contract medicals until their national tournament commitments conclude. Should Manchester City finalize the agreement, Koundé would arrive to resolve an internal depth dilemma. With versatile senior figure Nathan Ake drawing significant transfer interest abroad and veteran profile shifting, City's backline requires injection of prime-age stability. Koundé, at 27, represents a long-term starter profile rather than an opportunistic squad rotation option. The transition from a Barcelona locker room to the Etihad Stadium involves stepping directly into a continuous culture of winning. At Barcelona, Koundé built an exceptional tactical relationship on the right flank, providing defensive coverage that allowed young talents like Lamine Yamal to flourish under Hansi Flick. Bringing that foundational defensive selflessness to Manchester City could similarly unlock the attacking output of City's native right-sided attackers. Tactical analysts point out that Koundé is fundamentally an upgrade over improvised solutions. In previous seasons, Manchester City frequently asked natural midfielders or pure central defenders to stretch into wider defensive zones during transition moments. While individual talent often masks the structural strain, an elite specialist like Koundé minimizes those vulnerabilities entirely by offering natural dual security and exceptional recovery pace. Furthermore, Koundé's comfort on the ball allows him to handle intense high-pressing systems common in the Premier League. Rather than panic-clearing under pressure, his technical schooling in Spain ensures he can invite opponent pressure, breaking lines with precise vertical passing. His performance metrics in La Liga consistently highlighted an excellent passing accuracy, a trait mandatory for any modern Manchester City defender. The managerial transition at City has intentionally avoided broad nostalgia signing. Instead of attempting to replicate old, rigid fullback systems, Maresca's pursuit of a hybrid profile reflects a modern approach to positional play. The objective is clear: maintain absolute control over the game's tempo while insulating the team against counter-attacking threats in transition. While the deal remains a subject of intense negotiation and strategic monitoring by Hugo Viana, the intent signals a bold statement of continuity. Ensuring that the club does not experience a post-Guardiola drop-off requires aggressive, elite recruitment in key tactical junctions. Securing a player of Koundé's stature would emphasize Manchester City's refusal to surrender their place at the pinnacle of club football. From Barcelona's perspective, parting with a player of Koundé's consistency is strictly a fiscal necessity rather than an on-field choice. Extended through 2030 just months prior, his lengthy contract was designed to preserve market value and give the Catalan hierarchy leverage in high-stakes negotiations. For City, paying the premium for a proven European asset represents standard procedure for sustaining a championship-caliber squad. As the World Cup progress approaches its final, decisive matches, the player's immediate focus remains locked on securing international glory for France. However, back in Manchester, the architectural plans for the upcoming Premier League season are being drawn up with his profile specifically in mind. The eventual conclusion of the international tournament will likely accelerate the final stages of the summer's most calculated defensive pursuit. Ultimately, the addition of Jules Koundé would signal a perfect marriage of player versatility and managerial vision. By filling a structural void with an elite, multi-layered defender, Manchester City can confidently march into their new era, armed with the defensive stability required to chase the heaviest silverware in the sport.
Please like this video and subscribe.